We're talking about posture with overhead movements today. So the learning objectives for this presentation are demonstrating proper sitting and standing posture. That you will demonstrate proper body mechanics with lifting, both from the floor and overhead. You'll be able to describe proper body alignment with sitting and standing posture. And you'll demonstrate proficiency with several exercises used in postural strengthening and anterior stretching. So proper posture, according to Dutton and Kendall, is the relative position to the various parts of the body with respect to one another, to the environment, and to gravity. Here you can see some different postures, which we'll kind of go over later as well. Dutton also describes posture as the relative position of different joints at a given moment, and then Kendall kind of relates that too with the relative arrangement of the parts of the body. So, and specifically, Dutton also says that nociceptive pain responds well to postural education. So, which is what we as physical therapists and assistants do all the time, is work on postural education. So some postural assessment tools that you can see here are a plumb line, a mirror, and physical therapists and assistants. So the plumb line you can use hanging from the ceiling, have the patient stand next to the plumb line, which I don't have a physical one, but you can see there. And then the plumb line should run through all of these different anatomical sections, which we'll kind of go over in a minute. You can also do the same thing with mirror. If you have a patient standing in front of a mirror, you can kind of see like where they are and kind of go from there. You also want to make sure you look at the patient from the front, back, and both sides. All right, so then some preventative exercises, or or after exercises, after you're injured, to assist with better posture, especially with lifting, are rows, which are here, shoulder extensions, which are here. You both using TheraBands hooked to an anchor, kind of giving you some kind of resistance to strengthen your posterior chain muscles in your upper back. The wall angles, which is where you stand with your back to a wall, hands, kind of the backs of your hands against the wall, and then you have to try and maintain that position all the way up. See, I can't even do it. So, you do that.
I still feel this.
So, that's a good one to kind of keep that good posture. And then body weight squats with a stick. So you can actually do it two different ways. I forgot about this other way, but you can actually keep a stick in front of your toes and just try not to like touch the stick with your knees. So that forces you to get more hip action. Otherwise, you can't get the knees as far forward that everyone wants to do, which is always frustrating. But the other way is you can take a stick, and you can kind of put it over your back like this. You kind of put your one hand in the hollow of your back, put the other hand kind of in the two sections of your spine that are kind of lordotic, kind of behind your neck, and then as the stick won't bend, so your spine won't bend, and then you try and kind of practice squats that way. There's a stick, wait. Like so. So if you take the golf club, instead of stick, you kind of keep that one hand here, and then you can kind of practice squatting like that, and then that gives a good kind of keeping good posture as you're kind of doing any bending or lifting, but not twisting because that's bad. Some other preventative exercises: corner pec stretch. Opens up the anterior chest, kind of gets the shoulders back where we all kind of get into this poor posture, good standing posture. Thoracic extension over the back of a chair. Finding an appropriate height chair is always important. That's the only problem. Or using some kind of a ball or a bolster or something behind your back in a higher chair or lower chair to kind of lean over instead. Bird dogs is always a good kind of core postural strengthening exercise, as you're kind of keeping your body and spine straight. Having someone watch you or having a mirror is always important. See, that's where those two important things come in, along with the plumb line. And then I found this one, this prone shoulder W, which is Now specifically the exercise I was thinking of, but it kind of gets the same point across where you're kind of doing this kind of a motion. You can kind of do it against gravity, or you can use a TheraBand or a cable column or something like that to also get this same kind of a motion where you're getting external rotation, kind of an opening of the chest, and kind of strengthening the posterior spine. Any questions? No? Reference list. And that's